Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fright Size Weirdness. This week we'll be covering 10 facts about David Berkowitz, better known as son of Sam serial killer, or the 44 caliber killer, or 44 killer. Before we get started, I would just like to say this is my last episode of the serial killers I've been covering. And after this, we'll be moving on to weird science experiments that you can do at home. So please leave a subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know what you'd like to see. These whole seasons are going to go in a lot of different directions. Like, this is a very varied channel, and I do not want to keep it on a one-track sort of mind, so to speak. I really want this channel to be open and, really cross-communicated on a whole lot of different levels, and there's a lot that's going to be going on eventually. I really need to get this channel going though, and I hope that with everyone's support that can happen. But anyway guys, without further ado, son of Sam, serial killer, fact number 1. David Berkowitz had a rough life, even as a child. Born in 1953, he was the son of a Jewish mother and a Catholic father. The couple started a business together but experienced a number of problems in their marriage. Both had affairs during her pregnancy, and his mother later embarked on a long-term affair with another man. When the man refused to accept her pregnancy, she decided that adoption was her only option. Unlike other children who sometimes bounce around from family to family, Berkowitz quickly found a new home with Pearl and Nathan. They were Jewish entrepreneurs living in the Bronx and struggling with their own attempts to have a child, so they took in David as their own. Number 2. The first date recorded by police of an attack by the son of Sam killer occurred on July 29th, 1976. But Berkowitz himself later admitted that his attacks began much earlier. He claims that he attempted to kill 2 women on Christmas Eve in 1975. After his arrest, Berkowitz told police that he attacked the woman with a knife. Despite an extensive search, police found no evidence of his first attack and believe the woman likely never sought help. The second woman apparently did go to the hospital and later recovered, but she could not describe her attacker. Police did not associate Berkowitz with the crime until he confessed. Though he primarily used a knife in his earlier attacks, he later used a gun and preferred a 44 caliber bulldog revolver, which earned him a second nickname as the 44 killer. Number 3. Timothy Joseph Dodd, a deputy inspector in the NYPD, took over the leadership of the task force. This had more than 300 uniformed officers in the MPYD volunteered their services. Despite intensive investigation into the murders and attacks, the son of Sam struck again. So, a little over a month, the task force started. Berkowitz attacked a young couple in the Bronx. Ironically, the attack occurred just a short distance from an earlier attack that police investigated. Number 4. When Berkowitz began his killing streak, the media dubbed him the 44 caliber killer, or the 44 killer. The nickname was so common that the task force investigating his crimes even used those nicknames themselves. Berkowitz apparently wasn't too happy with the moniker because he later started calling himself the son of Sam. Number 5. Despite taunting the police with a letter and shooting at least 4 people, after sending the letter, Berkowitz came very close to getting away with the attacks. During the early stages of the investigation, police believed that the killer had some connection to the NYPD or another police department, purely due to the way he held his gun. There were a few early reports that indicated police believed the shooter was actually 2 men, as there were some differences in the early attacks. Police thought that the attacks were not connected. After identifying the murder weapon, they thought those differences indicated 2 men working together. Number 6. Not long after finding himself in jail, Berkowitz reached out to the media and some of the publications in New York City. He told reporters that the demonic being inside his neighbor's dog spoke to him and gave him advice on his attacks. The son of Sam also warned the general public that he wasn't the only son out there. In interviews, he stated that demons told other people the same thing the demon told him, and that others might follow in his footsteps. Yeah, okay, so when you think that you're hearing dogs talking to you, I'd probably go see a psychiatrist and not go and murder a whole bunch of women. Anyway, number 7. It's hard to believe that a man like David Berkowitz could care or help another person. But Berkowitz has a deep connection to other men today. Though his biological father passed away, Berkowitz continued the relationship he had with his adoptive father up until the man's death. Nathan Berkowitz visited his son in prison. Nathan Berkowitz, by the way, was his adopted parent. That was his adopted father. And I believe that David took on Nathan's last name, Berkowitz. Nathan even spoke to his son over the phone and exchanged letters with him. Though it isn't clear if Nathan ever forgave his son for his actions, the two remained close for years. Now, the man formerly known as the son of Sam also forms relationships with men behind the prison walls. He works closely with the Intermediate Care Program, which is a program designed to help inmates struggling with mental illness, though it might surprise some that a man who once acted insane now helps some who truly are insane. Quite a lot of people do find this a really good fit. Number 8. Berkowitz reached out to the mayor of New York City and requested that the mayor not grant him a parole hearing. 2 years later, in 2004, Berkowitz came up for a second parole hearing. He once again reached out to the officials and requested that they cancel the hearing. The son of Sam told authorities that he believes his actions were serious enough that he should remain behind bars. The parole board oversaw hearings for Berkowitz every 2 years and turned down parole for the serial killer each time. He will continue receiving a new parole hearing every 2 years, right up until his death. Which gives you some sort of hope, doesn't it? I mean, a man of this caliber saying, I need to be behind bars, this is me, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, moving on. Number 9. New York was the first state that enacted the son of Sam law, but many other states quickly followed suit. The law essentially prohibits those convicted of crimes from profiting off those crimes. New York bans criminals from obtaining any sums of money for talking about their crimes or selling their stories for a period of 5 years. Any money the inmate makes goes into an account that later goes to the victims of those crimes. In the case of Berkowitz, Any money he made would directly benefit the survivors, the families of his victims that did not survive, etc. Which is a pretty good law, really. I mean, at least if they want to go and talk to people and be paid, do you know what I mean? At least it's going to go back to the crimes that they've already committed. And finally, number 10. What does the infamous Son of Sam say about his killing sprees today? According to some reports, he expresses sadness and remorse for the lives he snuffed out so early. A college professor who met with Berkowitz in prison says that the inmate told him, "I was once an evil man, and I truly believed that Satan would come and release me." Well, at least now he's found Christianity, you know. I think he's like the head of some sort of, not the head, but like he's really involved in like Christianity groups and really trying to spread the word of God now, which, you know, is really good, I think. Not that I'm a Christian myself, but I just think someone who can come from that and then turn his life around as best as a man in that position can, I just think that's really good, to be honest. Not that I condone anything that he's done, but I just personally think, you know, credit's where credit's due. He's a murderer, yes, he's horrible, but once he got to prison, once he's turned his life around sort of the best he can, it's a shame that he just, you know, he didn't do it outside of prison and he didn't kill anyone. God knows where he could have ended up today, guys. But anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for subscribing, liking, commenting. You know, as again, guys, blunt honesty. I don't mind if you say, "Oh, this was terrible. Oh, it wasn't very good. Oh, I hated this. Oh, you did this wrong. Oh, you didn't do that right. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, it was boring." Oh, just say it. I don't care. I really don't mind. I love to know what you really think. That's what I want to do. I want to know the truth. That way I can progress with this channel and keep moving it forward. So, thanks, guys. Once again, see you later. Peace out. See you in another week. See ya.